cat, Shad.
Hi, Shad.
You want to pet him?
Yeah, you're so soft.
Isn't he nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you brought a puppy. Can I pet him?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, what a nice, well-mannered dog you have.
He's very good. He sits for long periods of time.
It doesn't move.
Don't even have to walk him.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I will tell you?
Wow.
Today, we're going to work on our Animal Friends Award.
Oh, yay! That sounds like fun.
Doesn't that sound fun?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we need to do is we need to take care of a pet. So, good for you. You don't have to walk your dog, but most of the time, taking care of a dog means that you need to take it for a walk.
That's true, but normally I take care of my cat, Smokey.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to let my cat go.
Bye, Shad. Thanks for coming and visiting.
See you later, Shad.
Bye, Shad. Yeah, so I take care of my cat, Smokey.
Yeah?
And I feed him, and I give him water, and I pet him and brush his fur. And sometimes I give him a bath, but he doesn't like that.
Cats don't really like baths so much. Most cats don't like baths.
Nope.
Yeah. So
I've got a few scratches.
yeah, that happens. Be careful when you do that.
Miss Becky?
Yeah.
What happens if you don't have a pet? Because Louie doesn't have a pet at home. What can he do?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a pet at home, you can put food scraps or seeds out for birds or other animals that might live in your neighborhood.
Oh, yay! Louie, did you hear that? You can put stuff out for the birds. But then what?
Well, then what you're going to do is you're going to watch and see who shows up to eat that food.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, and so you can identify and see what kind of animals show up, and then you can take pictures of them or draw or color pictures of those animals. And so if you don't have a pet that you can take care of, you can take care of one of the pets that God has given us in nature.
Oh, cool!
Yeah.
What happens if you get, like an animal, like not a bird, like a skunk?
Well, we're going to assume that if you get a skunk, you can see it from a ways away and you aren't going to try to pet it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you might get animals that aren't so friendly. That happens sometimes when you put scraps out for animals.
Oh.
And so you want to watch them from a bit of a distance. And the truth is, most animals aren't going to come if you're right next to where you put the food.
Okay.
Except maybe a chipmunk or a squirrel. Those guys, they are pretty bold.
That's true.
So you want to put that food out maybe somewhere that you could even watch it from the window inside.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can see what's going on. Or sometimes people have something called a game camera. Do you know what that is?
Well, I play games. Does it record
No.
taking
A game camera is a camera that you can set up that will automatically turn on when an animal or something moves in its vicinity.
Oh, cool!
So you can see the video of what showed up. So if you put scraps out and maybe a raccoon came in the middle of the night, you could see that.
Oh, that's cool!
Yeah, so if you happen to have one, you could use that to kind of see what was going on too. And if you don't, that's okay. You can still just watch and see what shows up to eat what you put out.
Oh, right!
Yeah, I think that would be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of animals, if you put scraps out, do you think would show up? What kind of animals live in our neighborhood?
Well, let's see. We talked about skunks.
We did talk about
skunks.
And squirrels and raccoons.
And squirrels and raccoons and porcupines. Rusty went out and tried to make a friend with a porcupine once. They weren't good friends, I don't think.
Yeah, that doesn't often end well. Did he have to take a trip to the vet?
Yeah, we went and saw the vet, and they pulled the quills out, and he was okay. He hasn't tried to make friends with a porcupine since.
That's probably a smart move. My dog sometimes likes to try to make friends with skunks.
How's that work?
It doesn't work well for her. No, she smells bad for a while.
We have a neighbor dog. His name is Wayland, and he actually made friends with a skunk.
No way!
Yeah, he slept outside one night, And when his owner went out to check on the chickens, they said Waylon came prancing down the lawn and there was a little skunk following him.
No way!
Yes! And my neighbor said he had a little heart attack as he ran around the chicken coop and tried to run back up to the house before the skunk sprayed him.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't normally happen. Normally, if a skunk sees an animal that's bigger than it and it makes it nervous, it tends to spray it. And that's what happens to my dog.
Yeah.
Every summer, she gets at least one skunk spray.
Has it happened yet?
Not yet.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we're still waiting. So what are some other, there's some big animals that live in our neighborhoods here. Things like deer and moose.
yeah.
And
We have coyotes that live in the woods behind our house.
Coyotes,
We can
yeah.
hear them singing at night.
yeah.
Yeah.
How about bears?
Yes, we've seen some bear prints from time to time. Yeah.
So there are all sorts of animals that live in our neighborhoods. Now, here's the thing. We live in northern New England, and so we have one kind of animal that lives here. But you might have different animals that live where you are. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, so
Wow.
different parts of the country and different parts of the world have completely different animals.
Whoa, cool.
So you need to look around your neighborhood and see what kind of animals do you have there. God made animals to live in different places and different kind of habitats. And so depending on where you live, you can find all sorts of different animals. And one of the cool things about traveling when that all opens back up is that you can go see different animals, different plants, different things in different parts of the world.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Is that why polar bears don't live in the desert?
that's why polar bears don't live in the desert. They'd be
That would be
pretty
silly.
unhappy there. They'd be hot and miserable.
Yeah.
But where do polar bears live?
In Antarctica. Actually, no, they live up at the North Pole.
They do live at the
Penguins
North
live
Pole.
at Antarctica.
Penguins live in
Yeah.
Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So God made animals to have special places where they could live, and we call that a habitat. But some animals in their habitat have special places they live. Like we have a home. They have homes too, and their homes might be where they go back to at night. Some animals, they're a little nomadic, so they roam around like a deer. But some animals go back to the same place every night.
Whoa.
Yeah, so for example, let's see if we can think of some animals that have homes. So I was thinking about bees. Where do bees go back to every night?
They live in hives.
Bees do live in hives.
Yeah.
Did you know bees could also live in a tree?
No.
Or any kind of hollow place.
Wow.
So bees, their hives are anywhere they can find a hollow place that they can store honey. So a lot of times bees we find in what we consider hives because people take care of them. Beekeepers take care of them.
Oh, that's cool.
But they can also live in trees or in empty containers or all sorts of things.
Wow.
Yeah. So sometimes they get in spots that they don't really want to be in or you don't want them to be in. You have to have somebody come and take them out and put them into a hive so that they can be in a safer spot.
Oh, good. I'm glad there's people that can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other kind of animal homes can you think of?
A nest.
A nest, yeah.
Yes.
Baby birds live in nests, don't
Yes. Yeah, we
Oh.
have a nest underneath our deck.
they? Yeah.
And I like to look through the slits and see the little baby birds. They go, bah, 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 looking for food.
Yeah.
They're
Oh.
very cute.
They baby birds are very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're really fun to watch fly.
Yes. We have ducks nearby.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do ducks live?
In a pond.
In a pond. Yeah.
But they migrate too, so they kind of have both. They have a
Yeah.
home, but then they migrate.
Yeah. Did you know that sometimes there are people that do that too? So they're here in the summer and they go south in the winter. We call them snowbirds. That's
Oh, that's silly.
because birds are the other animals that migrate south in the winter.
Yeah.
So there you go. And they have a home in the south and a home in the north.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. How about some animals that live underground? Do you know any animals that live underground?
Worms.
Worms live underground. How about bunnies? What kind of home do bunnies live in underground?
They live in a burrow.
A burrow, yeah. Any other animals that you can think of that live in burrows underground?
Foxes. Foxes live in burrows.
Foxes? Do you guys know any animals that live in underground? Yeah, so a woodchuck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they live underground. And
the woodchucks like to eat my dad's garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not very helpful.
No.
How about
okay. He ended up putting a fence around it, but he planted a little garden just for the woodchuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Moles live underground.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think. Chipmunks do sometimes live underground.
Or in trees.
In trees and hollows and trees. Yeah. There's all sorts of animals and homes all different kinds of homes that animals have. So
Beavers live in a lodge.
Yeah, you're right.
They build
do.
a lodge. Yeah.
So one of the things that I thought would be kind of cool is there is a animal home puzzle that's in the classroom.
Oh.
You can print out, and it's going to tell you it's going to show you a picture of the animal and the name of the animal, and then a picture of the home and a name of the home, and you can put them together to see different animals and homes, and that's kind of a fun game to play.
Oh, wow, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, so you guys can do that at home.
Louis, you want to do this game with me? He said he will.
Oh,
I'll
good.
send you a Zoom link. We can do it together over Zoom. Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. That will be a lot of fun. So I was thinking the other thing we could do, and you've already done it, is we could make an animal crown.
Yes, isn't it cute? Mine is a bunny. See? It's very cute. You should make one too.
Yeah, so we can make an animal crown to wear.
Yeah.
And let's see, there are a couple of different options. So you can do the bunny. There's a deer, there's a beaver, there's a fox. There's a whole bunch of different ones that you can pick from.
Louie, you should make one too.
I think
do it
that
before
would be
the
really
Zoom
fun.
meeting.
Yeah, then you guys can see each other in your different crowns. That'd be really fun.
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Hey, Miss Becky.
Hey, what?
Did you know that there was a duck that walked into the pharmacy and he said, "Give me some chapstick and put it on my bill."
Put it on my bill.
My bill.
Huh? Yeah.
You know, his bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Where did you learn that joke?
I got a joke book for Christmas.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that maybe we could go on a virtual trip to the zoo. What do you think about that?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And we can learn about different animals and the places that they live.
Oh, cool. Let's do it.
Okay.
Louie, let's go to the zoo. It'll be fun.
Hi everyone, my name's Amy. Come and join me on a special virtual tour of Melbourne Zoo.
Thanks Amy, it's Gus here. I'll be your virtual tour guide as we explore Melbourne Zoo together. First stop is the Gorilla Rainforest Trail. Here you'll find ring-tailed lemurs. These Madagascar natives lord over the zoo's Lemur Island, an exhibit that zoo visitors can walk through and get nice and close to these striking primates. Around the corner, you might smell the next animals before you see them. The western lowland gorilla family that lives at Melbourne Zoo includes Kimya, baby Kanzi, Yushka, and big silverback Atana. We might see if we can get a better view of them at the next viewing spot. Animals like Kanzi are not only ridiculously cute, but also represent hope for this critically endangered species that is sadly losing more and more of its wild habitat every year. Did you know you can help Kansi's wild cousins by simply recycling your mobile phone? Head to our website for more info. Can you hear that tall bamboo swooshing as we walk past it? It's amazing how tall bamboo grows. Ah yes, here's Felix, the pygmy hippo, enjoying some sunshine. Pygmy hippos are pretty elusive animals and prefer the solitary life, which is why Felix is happy hanging out on his own. He weighs roughly 275 kilograms, a lot less than the 1800 kilograms the hippos you often see in books and movies weigh. Can you spy Zilly, the cassowary, in here? Everything from her blue neck, red wattle, and hard casque on her head make her one of the most striking animals in Australia. Let's go and see the treetop apes and monkeys now. Tiny cotton-top tamarins are one of my zoo favourites. Their rock star haircut stands on end when they get excited. Pretty cool, huh? Sometimes it feels like their neighbours, the black-handed spider monkeys, have an extra arm. These incredible climbers use their long tails to grab hold of things and swing from branch to branch. The first thing you'll notice when you see a black and white colobus is their impressive tail, which is about the same length as the rest of their head and body put together. Here's Lilian and Jin, the white-cheeked gibbons. One of the most beautiful sounds in the entire animal kingdom is a pair of gibbons singing their duets. Did you know their long, strong arms help them to move around the rainforest with incredible speed? Let's head back around to the gorillas and see what they're up to on the other side. Welcome to Trail of the Elephants. Don't be deceived by the name, there's much more than elephants along here. First stop is the raft of Asian small-clawed otter pups. Looks like first-time parents Odie and Paula have been giving their pups some swimming lessons. Good luck, little ones. I think we all know what animal is coming up next. There are 3 Sumatran tigers living at Melbourne Zoo. As solitary animals, they live by themselves. Hutan and Binjai live on this trail, swapping exhibits every few hours to make sure they have new areas to sniff and explore. Sadly, there are estimated to be fewer than 400 Sumatran tigers remaining in the wild, making these animals even more precious. Let's wander up here and see what's further along the trail. Melbourne Zoo's beautiful and iconic butterfly house. It's always nice and warm in here. I could get lost in here, so we better keep moving. Here we go, Melbourne Zoo's spectacular herd of Asian elephants. Ear flapping is a sign of a happy pachyderm. Unlike African elephants, only the male Asian elephants have tusks. And while many people know that ivory poaching is threatening elephants in the wild, habitat loss and humans encroaching on elephant habitat is one of the biggest problems that these big friends are facing in the wild. Unsustainable palm oil plantations that are springing up across Southeast Asia are a massive problem for elephants, but you can help them by asking our politicians to make palm oil labelling mandatory in Australia. Likewise, the orangutans are facing an uncertain future due to unsustainable practices in the palm oil industry. Like us, orangutans are great apes, and we actually share about 97% of our DNA, which is really cool. Okay, let's head out into the sunshine and see who else we can visit. Clinton and Nakuru, the giraffes. The tallest mammals on Earth spend a lot of their day stretching those long necks up and stripping leaves off trees with their long blue tongues. Alright, let's go and see some Aussie animals. Now, we're a little biased, but we think Victoria's koalas are cuter than the ones found up north. How can you resist baby Waru's fluffy ears, thick fur and button nose? Good morning, wombats. Nice of you to join us. Hello, kangaroos. And you too, storks. Quick reminder from that wombat sign to do the right thing by the animals and choose recycled toilet paper. What do we think? Black with white stripes or white with black stripes? These extraordinary stripes are unique to every single zebra in the world, which, when you think about how many zebras there are, is pretty mind-boggling. Oops, watch out for the buggy. Here we go. These baboons are always busy and up to something. Baboons live in hierarchical troops, with the big boss baboon having the biggest and pinkest bum, and also big hair. Everything about him is actually pretty big. Let's scoot around here and visit Samanka the Malaysian tapir. She's a pretty shy animal, preferring to keep to herself, but with her incredible nose and amazing black and white markings, we think she might secretly be a few people's favourite animal. Any tapir fans out there? The collared peccaries are just next door to Samanka. If you look really closely, you'll notice the hair on their neck is lighter than the rest of their body, hence why they're called collared peccaries. Here we go, the carnivores that live at Lion Gorge. A lot of people walk past these dogs and ask if they're hyenas. These animals couldn't be further from hyenas if they tried. African wild dogs are ferocious hunters, working as a pack to track and kill the animals they hunt. But unlike most other hunting animals, they care for their sick, injured young and elderly. I like that these carnivores have a soft side too. Hello boys, Ndidi and Zabiri the lions are keeping a watchful eye over their kingdom. Did you know that lions are the only big cat that isn't solitary? This means they're the only ones that actually like the company of others. Cool, huh? Everyone loves the busy coatis at Melbourne Zoo. Always climbing, sniffing, digging and exploring. These animals are never slacking off. Speaking of never slacking off, new mum Miska has her paws full raising 3 snow leopard cubs at the moment. As they would in the wild, the trio will live with mum for about 18 to 24 months and learn everything there is to know about being a snow leopard from her. Poaching and habitat loss are threatening snow leopards in the wild. It's hard to believe that anyone would want to do anything that would harm these balls of fluff. As we zip through Cat Alley, please remember to keep your cats safe at home rather than roaming the streets. This is for both their sake and the sake of wild animals that live near your house. And here we have Kangju, the father of Miska's 3 cubs. As I mentioned earlier, like most big cats, snow leopards are solitary, so Kangju doesn't play a role in raising his offspring. But judging by that strut, we'd say he's not too fazed about missing out on the joys of parenting. I spy Indra stalking us in the bushes. As with her relatives at Trail of the Elephants, Indra also prefers to live by herself, where she can lord over her territory and ambush any predators that come her way. Everyone should have heard of these guys before. Tasmanian devils are the largest carnivorous marsupials in the world. This means they're the biggest meat-eating mammal that carries its young in a pouch on Earth. Sadly, these guys are facing a really uncertain future, with road accidents and a contagious cancer called devil facial tumour disease threatening them in the wild. But we're working hard to change their fate. Okay, let's see what else we can find up the main drive. Hello Wilbur and Little John. The Aldabra giant tortoises are the oldest species living at our zoos, and while we're not 100% sure how old our ones are, they can live to be over 120 years, so these guys have plenty of life left in them still. It looks like the keepers have put some capsicum out for them to enjoy too. Let's go check out what's in the reptile house today. Between taipans and rattlesnakes, there's a lot of animals in here that could kill you with one swift bite. Being a reptile zookeeper is definitely not a job for the faint-hearted. Did you know that when the Europeans first sent a platypus specimen back to England to be studied, the scientists thought it was a hoax? They assumed someone had stitched a beaver and a duck together to play a trick on someone. We're quite proud of how cool and unique Australia's animals are. Next up, we've got the animals of wild sea. There's the pelicans and the rays, and of course, the majestic seals swimming around. Have you heard about our Marine Response Unit, which rescues wild seals that have run into trouble? If not, we recommend you Google it. That team does some amazing work. And that also includes looking after the little penguins that call Victoria home. Those coloured bands on their wings are there to help keepers identify who is who. Meanwhile, we have no trouble telling the Fiordland penguins apart. Ed and Kim were both rescued by the Marine Response Unit and now live a happy life alongside the little penguins. Look up high and you might spot red pandas Seba and Rashani. Can you spot something over there, across the lake in the Japanese garden? It's the Simang family. There goes baby Kamala swinging from ropes and stealing mum's food. There's one more animal we need to go and see. Can you guess what it is? It's the meerkats. These tiny but busy carnivores are always on the lookout for predators and threats. The meerkat on duty is called the sentry. It's his or her job to keep a lookout while the others dig for food. There's nothing better than a bit of teamwork when you're a meerkat. It looks like the keepers have been creative and popped some treats in the bottom of this bucket of leaves. This is called enrichment, and it encourages the meerkats to practice their natural foraging behaviours. Thanks for joining me for this virtual tour of Melbourne Zoo. We hope you enjoyed it.
To go too. That was his first trip to the zoo.
His first one, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty fun.
Yep.
Surprising that he has never been to the zoo before.
I know. He tried to chase the penguins.
Well, I am wondering, do you know on what day of creation God made the animal that you are caring for? So what day did God make your dog?
Let's see, there was 7 and six.
Day six. Day 6,
Yes.
God made animals that live on the land. And so what about your cat? What day was your cat?
Also 6.
Also 6. What if you didn't have a dog or a cat, but you had a pet fish? What day would that one be? Do you guys know?
Guys, you gotta help me out. What day was that? Oh, they said day 5.
Day 5. How
Day
about
5.
if you had a toucan? What day would your toucan have been made on?
What do you think? Also day day 5.
Also day 5. You're right. So
Good job. Thank you for helping me out, guys.
So God made animals on
They're
day.
so smart.
They are so smart, aren't they?
I think
Wonderful.
they've been paying attention.
I'm hoping so. So God made animals on days 5 and day 6. And depending on what kind of animal it was, birds and fish were made on day 5, and land animals were made on day 6.
That's so neat.
I think it's wonderful. And it's so cool that God made so many different animals for us to enjoy.
I am so glad that he did.
You know, one of the really cool things about animals that God created is that sometimes we think that we're taking care of animals, but sometimes animals take care of us.
Really?
Yes. So there are animals that are called service dogs, and service dogs are used for all sorts of kind of interesting things. So you can have a service dog that maybe is a seeing eye dog if you're not seeing very good.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so it would help you get around and make sure you don't run into things or cross the street when a car is coming or those kinds of things.
That's so neat.
Isn't that cool? And there are some dogs that can tell when your blood sugar is too low.
Really?
Or maybe there are some people that sometimes have seizures and they have a dog that can detect those.
So God was really looking out for us when he made the animals.
God was really, really
Yeah.
looking out for us. Animals can help us a lot, and God expects that we will take care of and be kind to his animals too.
That makes sense.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we should go ahead and get our animal hats made. What do you think? And then
Yes!
we can work on
Yes!
our puzzles.
Louie, I'm going to send you the link. Okay.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, friends.